The greenhouse effect is a phenomenon dependent on the presence of certain gases in the atmosphere. These gases are called greenhouse gases, or GHG, and the most abundant are water vapor and carbon dioxide, or CO2. The concentration of water vapor in the atmosphere has been kept more or less constant since the pre-industrial era, and it has a lifetime presence of just few days. The carbon dioxide is considered the most relevant for the mitigation of the greenhouse effect due to its quantity in the atmosphere and its widespread generation. The effect provoked in the atmosphere by the other GHG is usually translated in terms of carbon dioxide equivalence, or CO2e. This calculation is made using the gas's global warming potential, or GWP. Despite the fact that the CO2 is prevalent in the atmosphere in comparison with the other greenhouse gases, when we compare the GWPs of the other GHGs using as unit the carbon dioxide, that is, GWP1, we notice that the other gases present a GWP between tens and 1,000 times higher than the CO2. This way, the contribution of these gases to the greenhouse effect can become quite significant if their quantities increase a little bit. Therefore, monitoring these gases and their sources has become necessary. Besides, we must remember that the greenhouse gases are cumulative, that is, after their emission, they remain in the atmosphere for long periods of time. These periods can vary largely from a little more than 1 year to thousands of years. The main greenhouse gases, in addition to the CO2, are methane, CH4, produced mostly by fossil fuels combustion, waste dumps, and livestock. Nitrous oxide, N2O. Main sources are fertilizers, combustion, and industrial processes. PFCs, or perfluorocarbons, coming mainly from aluminium production. HFCs, or hydrofluorocarbons, from industrial processes and refrigerant products. Sulfur hexafluoride, SF6, generated by electrical equipment manufacturing and its usage. Once these gases are produced, no matter where they come from, they will spread all over the planet. As most of them are emitted by the fossil fuels burning and industrial processes, the most industrialized countries and the ones with greater quantities of vehicles moved by gasoline and diesel are responsible for the major part of the GHG emissions. Also, deforesting through burning and great amounts of livestock contribute significantly to these gas emissions. We can conclude from this that reducing greenhouse gases emissions is a task for all the countries and all people in the world. This is the main reason of being so difficult to diminish GHG emissions. It's complicated, but it must be done. In our next video, we'll talk about global warming. Until then,